What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday and welcome back to News for You with me, Tracy. Now, today we're going to be looking at NUP and how they released their MP flag bearers. We're also going to be looking at the Uganda Economic Forum happening right now, as well as the U.S. government shutting down, and Joseph Kabila has been sentenced, and Louisiana's new controversial sentence. All of that and so much more coming up tonight. Stay tuned. NUP has unveiled a tentative list of parliamentary flag bearers as it prepares for the 2026 elections. Party officials noted that the list is still under review and could change after further vetting. Kampala woman MP Shamim Malende retained her ticket. Fred Chairman Nyanzi, brother to party leader Robert Chagulanyi, was chosen for Kawempe South, and in Masaka City, Joan Namutawe replaced Juliet Nakabuye as woman MP candidate. Now, other notable names on the list include lawyer Elias Nalukola for Kawempe North and journalist turned politician Zambali Mukasa, who secured the ticket for Nansana. NUP leaders emphasized that the list is provisional until final nominations are confirmed. As this continues to develop, trust and believe. We'll keep you posted. The 6th edition of the Uganda Economic Forum commenced yesterday at Next Media Park with a strong call to mobilize long-term financing to support agro-industrialisation, which stakeholders have seen as important to Uganda's economic transformation. Now, Bank of Uganda Governor Dr. Michael Atingi Ego said Uganda's ambitious growth strategy will only be achieved through stronger collaboration between the public and private sectors. He also reaffirmed confidence in Uganda's economic outlook, especially with the expected start of oil exports this financial year, which could further strengthen trade and revenues. Forum participants have set a target of Uganda raising its GDP to $500 billion USD by 2040. Ambitious goal. Let's wait and see if we're actually able to do this. But in the meantime, please do catch UG Economic Forum happening live on NBS from 2 p.m. The U.S. government has shut down for the first time since 2018 after senators failed to agree on a funding bill. Now, Republicans wanted to pass a simple extension of funding but didn't have enough votes. Democrats refused to support it unless healthcare subsidies for low-income people were protected and cuts to Medicaid were reversed. Now, because of this shutdown, essential workers like those in Homeland Security must keep working, some even without pay. The Defense Department is dismissing over 330,000 civilian staff. President Donald Trump, who wasn't part of the Senate vote, has warned of permanent job cuts and has long pushed to shrink the government. Now, both parties are blaming one another, and the shutdown will continue until Congress passes a funding bill. Insane, but trust, we will keep you updated. Former president of DRC, Joseph Kabila, has been sentenced to unaliving in absentia for treason, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. Now, a military court found him guilty of supporting the M23 rebel group accused of atrocities in eastern DRC, including unaliving, torture, as well as SA. Now, Kabila denied these charges, calling the case arbitrary, but did not appear in court. Now, he ruled from 2001 to 2019 after his father's assassination, went into exile in 2023 following a fallout with successor president Felix Tshisekedi. Now, earlier this year, he visited Goma, which is an M23 stronghold, sparking accusations from Tshisekedi that he was behind the rebellion. So now he has been sentenced to unaliving. However, he does have the opportunity to appeal. And if he does, we'll keep you posted. A new law in Louisiana, Act 651, is drawing international attention after it gave judges the power to order surgical castration for people convicted of SAing children under the age of 13. Now, the law recently came into play in the case of Thomas Allen McCartney, who pled guilty to attempting to SA a 7-year-old girl. As part of his plea deal, McCartney accepted both chemical and surgical castration, along with a 40-year prison sentence. Now, under the legislation, the surgical procedure would not take place until the end of a long prison term. Offenders who agree but later refuse can face an additional 3 to 5 years in prison for disobeying the court order. So let's take the case of Thomas Allen McCartney. So if after the 40 years he decides, no, actually, I don't want to do this castration, he will get an extra 3 to 5 years in prison. So it's essentially not really by force like that. You have to agree to it as an offender. So now supporters of the law argue that it creates a stronger deterrent against the most serious child abuse crimes. Critics, however, warned that it raises legal, ethical, and human rights concerns by mandating a permanent medical procedure. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with this law? Do you not? Let us know in the comments. It's time for the profile, and today I got to sit down with royalty. I got to sit down with Miss Uganda first runner-up Agatha Drake's Kane. Take a look. What's up, guys? Welcome to the profile. Now today I am here with royalty. As you can see, Miss Uganda first runner-up. It's so great to have you here today.
So great to have to be on your show as well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Please do introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi. My name is Faith Chirabo. I am Miss Uganda first runners-up, Miss Uganda Western Region, and Miss Uganda Beach Beauty.
Amazing. And really, you are a beauty.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's talk about your Miss Uganda journey. Tell me how you got started in it and how the journey went for you.
Well, it has been an exciting journey, I would say. We started with auditions. I came from the Western region. I'm from Kabarole, and I matched the queen.
Period.
Yeah, then we went into the pre-selections, boot camp. Yeah, and here we are now.
Amazing. What was that process like for you?
Girl. It was a roller coaster, but a lot of lessons too. Yeah.
Amazing. So, how did you feel when they called your name first runner-up?
I was very excited, of course. I was very grateful. But I couldn't wait to see who the winner was.
Yes.
The whole time in boot camp, I was like, I'm here, but we're living with the queen, we're living with the next Miss Uganda. So that pressure was...
it was mounting, and you were like, who is it? And they called you, and then how did you feel?
I knew
it was,
yeah.
Amazing.
She is a queen,
Yeah.
Perfect.
So now it's all about beauty with a purpose. Obviously, we see the beauty. But tell us about your purpose.
So my purpose is empowering orphaned and abandoned teenagers, but anyone, any children, orphans especially. So my story is I grew up in an orphanage, although I'm not an orphan, but my parents worked there as missionaries. So I saw the difficulties these children go through, especially without parents. I know those organizations do a lot to help these children, to father them, but it's different when you don't have parents. And I feel like most organizations concentrate more on the younger orphans and leave out the teenagers. When they age out of those organizations, they get into so many problems. Unemployment, they get exploited, they get into teenage pregnancies. So all those problems, I want to be a mentor to them. I want to work with those organizations to see that their futures is secured.
Absolutely, and you're right, because you'll find like a lot of orphanages just keep a child until they're like 5 years old, and then once they're like 18, they're left to fend for themselves.
They don't have anywhere to go because that is what they have. That is all they know.
And that's the future, of our country. So I think that's such a beautiful cause. That's so incredible.
Thank you.
So now that you have started this journey as Miss Uganda first runner-up, what more can we expect from you moving forward?
Well, I am going to work more with Miss Uganda because those are one of the things that they concentrate on, and that is actually why I came for this platform. I could have gone for Miss Tourism, I could have gone for, but Miss Uganda is a big platform. I felt like it concentrates so much on the teenagers and empowering the youth. So yes, we are going to elevate and work on those things.
That's incredible. So what advice would you give to, let's say, a young girl who dreams of being Miss Uganda one day but doesn't really believe in herself? What would you say to encourage her?
Well, I would first of all tell her to believe in herself, even without the faith. Believe in herself. Find something that you can do. Do everything also. Navigate all your capabilities in your life. I am a person who likes to take on challenges. I will do anything that is. I'm an actress, I'm an aviator. I would sing if I was given the chance. So I feel like you have to do everything for you to really understand who you truly are. Yes.
Amazing. That's so beautiful. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you too.
That's such valuable insights from such a young woman.
Thank
We
you
can't
so
wait to
much.
see what more you're going to do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. And that's a wrap for today, guys. As always, please do leave a like, comment, share, all of that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.